on, Lawson. We ain't got all day.
Oh, I'm working as fast as I can. I got it. Nice haul, Chief.
All right, come on, let's go.
You can't get away with it forever, Miller. Someday they're going to catch up with you.
Oh, I've been doing all right so far. There you are, partner. So you don't get nervous.
Don't take so much time, Blackie. It's a long ways to Redwood. Just shut up.
Come on.
Hey, Blackie, wasn't that a little bit too real?
Well, I had to make the guy believe it, didn't I? If anything goes wrong, they'd be looking for us in Redwood. Only we won't be there.
Give me the ranger station. Hello, Captain. This is the mine agent at Red River. I've just been held up by the Miller gang.
The Miller gang? Yes. Yes. We'll handle it. Good work. Get Sergeant Strong.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Strong. Captain, won't you?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, the Miller gang just held up the Red River mine office. Get every available man out. They're headed toward Redwood.
Yes, sir. Did you say they were headed toward Redwood?
Yes, that's right. The mine agent heard them say it just as they left.
Well, in that case, do you mind if we head in the opposite direction?
What do you mean?
Sounds like one of Miller's tricks. He's too clever to tip his hand that way.
Go to it, Sergeant.
I could have shot a little straighter, but I need you.
You can grill me all night. I still don't know what you're talking about.
How many men did you say were in Miller's gang?
I didn't say. I don't know anything about him.
How long have you been with Miller?
Were you with him when he robbed the Centerville Bank?
I told you I don't even know him.
And how come you were riding with him when the Rangers caught up with you?
Was that Miller?
I suppose you were just out taking your daily riding exercise when Miller and his men happened along, eh?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Why don't you get about half smart, Lawson? If you talk, it'll go easy with you.
All right. I'll talk. Miller has about 15 men working for him and has a tie-up with 10 other gangs located all over the state. He has a connection below the border that gets rid of the stuff for him. That's why you haven't been able to trail Miller. Now, are you satisfied?
Satisfied that you're doing a mighty poor job of lying. In the first place, Blackie Miller works alone. He's not tied up with any other gangs in this state. Secondly, he's not operating through any fence below the border. We know that.
You know so much. What are you asking me all these questions for? I told you I don't know anything about Miller and his gang.
Well, I guess he's going to be stubborn.
You're right, Ranger. You won't get nothing out of me.
All right, boys. Take him away.
We'll continue this in the morning.
Yeah, I'm still here.
He talks as though he had the key to the front door in his pocket. Come on, Jack.
Sure was tough luck, Tim.
Oh, that's all right. I'll get him to talk in the morning. Hey, if you have to smoke those cork tips, why don't you learn to light the right end? You've been smoking long enough for that.
Yeah, I guess I have. Remember the first time you caught me smoking back at the barn?
Yeah, and I knocked your ears down, didn't I?
You sure did.
Well, that's what big brothers are for. But this particular big brother is intended to get a little sleep, too. Oh, kid, what do you say we turn in?
No, I think I'll stay up a little while.
Well, have it your own way, but don't be too late about it.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm telling you, something must have happened to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, what's the matter with you all? Looks like you've lost your best friend.
Well, Lawson hasn't shown up yet.
The Rangers must have got him.
Oh, is that all that's worrying you?
Well, ain't that enough?
He's liable to talk.
Don't worry about Lawson. Even if they have got him, they won't hold him long. He'll be back here before morning. Red, get this hot stuff into town. It's burning my fingers.
Anything you want me to tell him?
Yes, tell him we're tired of his stalling. And for him to give you the money for the Centerville job. Here, Red. Come here. Take Hank with you.
What do I want him for? I can find my way there alone.
Yes, I know that. But with all that money on you, I'm worried about you. You know, Red, the woods are just full of hold-up men.
All right, come on, Hank.
What time did you get in last night?
Oh, about 2 o'clock.
Look to your eyes. It looks like 4 o'clock.
Sergeant, Lawson got away.
How did it happen? Somebody broke in about 3 o'clock this morning.
Any idea who it was?
We don't know. The guard was knocked unconscious, and when he came to, the cell was empty.
Reading the newspaper, and he's trapped to the floor. Well, that's pretty bad. No. I hope you lose. Another one? Yeah, that's what I went off. Well, have to do, I guess.
You're the only one around here who's cork-tip cigarettes. I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn you in, Jack.
For what? I haven't done anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know Lawson's gone, don't you?
Well, what's that got to do with me?
Now, don't try to fool me. Oh, why did you do it? What are you doing with Miller and his gang?
I didn't do it, and I don't know anything about the Miller gang. You're always trying to hang things on
I've
to me.
been lying to myself about you for years. Ever since you were a kid, always covering up, making excuses for you. I suppose I'm going to allow myself just one more lie. Turn in that badge and clear out.
Okay. If that's what you want, it's good enough for me. I'm going back to Bayless.
Never guess in a million years who this letter's from.
The president?
Nope.
The governor?
Nope.
Am I getting warm?
No, you're colder than an icebox.
Icebox. Schultz the butcher wants you to pay that meat bill.
No, this is from a very important man.
Tim Strong.
You hit the bullseye.
What did he have to say?
Oh, you mean about you? Well, he sends you his special regards.
Just special, not extra special?
No, just common, everyday special.
Did he say anything about coming here, Dad?
No, but his brother Jack is.
Oh, I didn't think he'd last long in the Rangers.
I guess you don't care very much for Jack.
I guess you're a pretty good guesser.
And you don't want to feel that way about him. He's a little different from Tim, but underneath he's not a bad kid.
Mm-hmm. If you can get underneath, you carry on about him just like Tim does.
Well, you've got to make allowances. Tim's tried hard to raise him proper since the Pecos gang made orphans out of both of them. Got to try...
I've got to try and get you some dinner before it's too late, if you'll stop talking about Jack long enough.
What are we going to have for supper tonight?
The sheriff, you ought to know. Sam!
Hello, Ann.
Hello.
Hey, don't I rate a better hello than that? I just blew to town.
Yes, I know.
Well, how'd you know?
News travels awfully fast, especially bad news.
Now, is that a nice reception to give a ranger that's down here on special duty?
Duty?
Yes, a little undercover work.
You know, I'm puzzled. Now, what am I to do, believe you or Tim's letter?
Oh, I see.
Hello, Jack.
Hi, Jack. Hello, fellas.
Nice company you're keeping. Some of your undercover friends?
Oh, I meet all kinds of people in my work.
Yes, so I noticed.
Well, I'll drop over and see you sometime.
Yes, do. Sometime.
Hello, Blackie.
Hello, kid. You sure handled that Lawson break in a smart way.
Yeah, it's a smart amount of the Rangers.
What? Don't you know that you're no good to us unless you're in the service?
You don't think I wanted to leave, do you? I couldn't help it. I was forced to. Wait a minute. Give me a chance, Blackie. I'll show you what I can do.
You'll get a chance, all right. But one more bonehead trick like that and you're through.
Okay.
Come here, boy. Here's a job I got lined up on the Pineville Bank for tomorrow night. After that, there'll be plenty more. Now, here's the setup.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Sergeant. What can I do for you?
Captain, I want to resign.
Oh, it's too soon after breakfast for jokes.
This is no joke, sir. I mean it.
But why?
I'd rather not discuss that, sir.
Is something wrong? Maybe I can help you.
This is something personal. I've got to handle it alone.
But want a leave of absence, do?
No, sir.
I hate to lose you, Tim.
I hate to go, sir. But I've got to.
Well, Tim, of course you know best. But if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
Thank you, sir.
I'll fill out your resignation.
In the 6 months that I have been president of the Bayless Bank, it's been held up 3 times. These depositors threaten to withdraw their money from the bank unless fully guaranteed against these robberies.
But I've done the best I can, with no help.
Well, we need a younger... Just a minute, gentlemen, just a minute. All I can say is that if you can't handle the situation, we'll get a younger man.
No one man can deal with Miller. My dad has asked for help time and again, and you've refused it.
I don't propose to argue the question. All I can say is, and I speak for the rest of these citizens, is that if anything further happens to the bank, it means your job, Sheriff. Good day.
Don't worry, Dad.
What is this, a cattleman's convention or something?
Tim.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Ann.
Hello. Oh, it's nice to see you. What brought you down here?
Well, I was just riding the grub line. I thought if I dropped in on you, I might get a little home cooking.
We'll see that you get plenty of that.
Sure that's all you came down for?
Well, not exactly.
Oh. Jack, of course. Well, guess I better get started on my dinner.
That's right. You know, a shortcut to a man's heart's through the kitchen.
The way to Tim's heart is through his brother.
Sit down, Tim.
Thanks.
I suppose Ann was right about the reason for your being down here.
Yes. Have you seen anything of Jack lately?
No, he hasn't been around for some time.
Well, I've been pretty worried about him. Haven't heard anything from him since he quit the service.
Oh, he'll probably pop up soon. Then you'll be able to straighten everything out. Meanwhile, you're just the man I'm looking for.
What do you mean?
I'm having trouble with the Miller gang. They've stuck up the bank in town 3 times. If anything else happens to that bank, it means my job.
You know, I'm not a ranger any longer, Dave. I resigned.
Resign?
If there's anything I can do that'll help you anyway, I'll only be too glad to do it.
Ranger, no ranger. You're still tops with me.
Thanks, Dave. What do you want me to do?
You might drop over and see Price. He's the new president of the bank. he'll probably be able to give you a good line on things.
All right, I'll go right over and see him now.
See you at supper.
Well, I won't be late.
Oh, the Drake place is empty. I'll arrange to take it for you.
Well, I'll have my stuff sent right over there.
I can't tell you what a relief it is to have your help. I'm at my wit's end. If we have another robbery, I'm through.
Well, I don't know how much help I could be to you. You know I'm no longer a ranger. Any help I'd give you would be unofficial, but Sheriff Sage is an old friend of mine. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for him.
Well, at any rate, we welcome your help. This Miller gang requires a man of your caliber. You've got quite a reputation in these parts.
Thank you. Are you quite certain it's the Miller gang?
Well, reasonably certain. They seem to be partial to buying depositors' money.
Have you any reason to believe they're in this territory at the present time?
I don't know. You can never tell when they'll strike.
One thing more. I think things would work out better if no one knew I was on this case, so suppose we say I'm just here on a friendly visit.
You can count on me.
For your own information, I'll be at the Drake cabin in case you need me.
That's splendid. Goodbye, and thanks.
Goodbye.
Jack, you and Hank take the stuff down to Price. Tell him to give you the money for the last 2 jobs.
Okay.
Say, how long is this going to keep up, Blackie? We ain't had any dough for a couple of weeks.
It shouldn't take him that long to unload.
That guy Price is probably holding out plenty on us.
Say, what are we doing? Working for our health?
Yeah.
Shut up. I can use money just as well as the rest of you. If there's any squawking to be done, I'll do it. I'm not worrying about collecting from Price. We'll get it one way or another. Now, if there's any of you that's not satisfied to string along with me, let him talk up now. All right, Jack. Tell Price that's the last shipment he gets unless we get some cash.
Hello, Price.
Hello.
Here are the bonds from the Pineville Bank.
Nice work.
That's what we thought. Now, the boss wants the dough for the last 2 jobs, and he wants it right now.
Well, doesn't he realize that it takes time to circulate this stuff? If we flood the state with a lot of hot money, we'll have every ranger and sheriff on our necks.
You can't explain that to Miller. The only thing that talks with him is money.
You can tell him from me to take care of his part of the deal. I'll take care of mine.
Does the bank expect any heavy deposits soon?
Oh, there may be some in at the end of the week. Say, you can't rob this place again. The town's up in arms already.
We can't, huh? Remember this. Miller handles that part of the deal. And we'll be seeing.
By the way, you might tell him that there's a ranger in town. He says he's resigned from the service, but he may be working undercover.
Forget about the ranger. We'll handle him. You just worry about getting us some cash.
Well, that's the best food I've had in many and many a month.
Then you've probably been doing your own cooking.
I kind of put my chin out for that, didn't I? I was talking to Price today.
Have you any information?
He's worried about that Miller gang.
Looks like we'll have plenty of work on our hands.
I'm afraid you're right.
Wish I could stay, Tim, but the sheriff's time isn't his own. I got some work to do over the office. So long. See you soon.
So long.
Can I help?
All right. I'll start you off easy, and then if I like your work, I'll promote you.
That's fine, boss. I'll do my best because I need the work.
Dad tells me you left the Rangers. Why'd you do it?
Oh, I needed a rest.
Sure it wasn't Jack?
Not exactly.
It was Jack. He isn't worth it, Tim.
Oh, Jack's all right. He just needs a little straightening out.
You've been saying that for a long time. But he's just no good.
You know, I raised that kid, and well, I feel that any mistakes he makes are more or less my fault.
Don't you think he's taken advantage of you long enough? How long can you keep on covering up for him?
Can't help it, Ann. He's still my brother, and well, that's the way I am.
I'm sorry, Tim. I shouldn't have said anything.
No, that's all right.
I know it.
You what?
Luck. We've been washing the same dish all this time.
Well, I could have told you that Rangers are no good as dishwashers.
If there was any doubt in my mind about that, you've convinced me.
If that's the way you feel about it, I quit.
I'm afraid you better make this your occasional hobby and stick to your own profession.
Say, speaking of professions, I've got to be going because I really have some work to do. Good night, Ann.
When it's morning in Montana, I'll put on a gay bandana, for a sunny morning makes me feel gay. I'll be a singing in the saddle while I'm rounding up the cattle, when it's morning down Montana way. Yodelee. When it's morning in Montana, I put on a gay bandana, for a sunny morning makes me feel gay. I'll be singing in the saddle while I'm rounding up the cattle, when it's morning down Montana way. Well, the cowboys in the bunkhouse will be up and out at 5. They'll take a breath of air and say it's great to be alive. When it's morning in Montana, I'll be singing "Oh Susanna" as I ride the prairie all the day. Yodelee, oh, yodelee, 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 oh, yodelee, 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 yodelee.
Well, hello, Sergeant. Welcome to Bayless. You remember me. Charlie Stevens. You know, Charlie Stevens. I travel for the Lone Star Leather Company. Makers of the finest saddle boots and holsters in the whole country.
Hello.
Folks, I want you to meet the finest ranger in the whole state of Texas. Goes faster than greased lightning. I bet he can bring in the whole Miller gang single-handed. And he's going to do it, too. Believe you me.
You pull up a chair and sit in.
Thanks. I'll just sit down here and kibitz.
I just saw the guy that grilled me at the ranger station. He's down at the saloon.
We'll take care of him. You better get back to Miller. We can't take any more chances.
He's plenty tough. They don't come any quicker on the draw.
We like him that way. It makes it that much more interesting.
How we know which one he is?
You'll know him quick enough. You'll spot him as a ranger a mile off. Get going.
Speaking of shooting, if you wanted to get off a couple of fast shots, you'd do it this way. If a fellow slipped up in your blind side, you'd do it. Or you could do this. I'll go back and tell your boss or whoever sent you. When the time is ripe, I'm coming for him. Now get out of here.
What happened? That guy's dynamite.
He sure means trouble.
He's the fastest man on the trigger I've ever seen.
What a fine bunch of gunmen you are. I'd like to meet up with that guy just once. I'd show him how to handle a gun.
If I'm not mistaken, you'll get that chance.
What do you mean?
He said he was coming for you when he was ready.
Maybe we better lay off that bank job for a couple of days. It'd be safer.
Yeah, we ain't putting off that job on the Bayless Bank for nobody. It's our chance to get our hands on some real money for a change.
The Price said the whole town is stirred up over that last robbery.
Yeah? Well, ain't that just too bad? But we're going through with it anyway. And just so you boys don't worry too much, I'll see that the Rangers put out of the way. Red, here's what I want you to do.
Expecting something like this. Who sent you?
Nobody sent me.
Who sent you?
You heard me.
I'll give you 3 seconds to change your mind. Who was it?
Like this can be spotted a mile off. Break it up. I'll meet you at the cabin later.
Looks like we've lost them. Better spread out and see if we can pick up the trail.
I've been afraid of this all along.
Honest, Tim, I didn't want to do it. I've never done anything like this before. They forced me to do it. Give me a chance. I'll never do it again. Please don't send me to jail. Please, Tim.
I'll see that this gets back where it came from.
What am I going to do, Tim?
Stay where you are. You're under arrest.
Well, boys, it looks as though you caught up with me.
There must be something we can do, Dad.
But what can we do, Ann? Tim pleaded guilty. He's been sentenced to 5 years.
5 long years, and for what? To shield Jack.
Tim's like that. Even willing to go to jail for that brother of his.
There must be some way we can make Tim talk.
That's a big job, Ann.
I know it. But I'm going to try. Oh, Tim, why did you do it? Oh, I know you're covering up for Jack. Dad feels the same way. But we can't do anything if you refuse to talk.
There's nothing I can say, Ann.
Tim, no one in the whole world is worth the sacrifice you're making. Least of all, Jack. If you'd only tell the truth, we could help you.
I said everything I have to say in court.
Don't you realize you're giving up 5 years of your life?
Yes, I realize that, but... well, there's nothing I can do.
But you must do something.
Oh, please, Ann.
All right, Tim. If you won't talk, then I will.
Time's up. Goodbye, Ann.
Goodbye, Tim.
It's hard to believe any man could make such a sacrifice.
I know it's hard to believe of anyone but Tim. You know his record. Know what he's done. He's been with you for over 10 years.
I know that. He has a record any ranger might envy. But if we could only get a confession from his brother.
I'm afraid that's impossible. He's no good. He's used Tim all of his life to cover up for the things he's done. Why should this time be an exception?
And you feel that Jack is actually mixed up with the Miller outfit?
I do. And so did Tim. That's why he resigned from the service.
And that explains why Jack left the same day that Miller's man made his escape from the guardhouse. We always thought Lawson must have had some inside help.
That only goes to prove what I've said. Captain, you've got to do something about Tim. I feel sure that your word would be strong enough to get him a pardon.
You've convinced me, young lady. I'll get in touch with the governor at once.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
Light that lamp, George. Well, the old place don't look so bad, does it?
Hey, what'd we come back here for, Blackie?
I'm on my way to pay Price a little visit. We're going to collect every penny that's coming to us tonight.
That's the way to talk, boss.
And don't let him soft-soap you either.
And don't let that worry you. Now let's sit down and take it easy. In a little while, I'll give you boys a lesson in bill collecting. Let's have a drink.
I don't know how to thank you, Dave, for all you've done for me.
Well, don't thank me, Tim. It was all Ann's work.
Well, I hardly know how to begin because you've done so much for me.
Seeing you back in the service is thanks enough for me, Tim.
You know, I've got a pretty tough job ahead of me. I asked especially for the assignment to clean up that Miller gang.
You might run into complications.
No complications this time. I mean business. Has it ever occurred to you why Miller and his gang keeps returning to Bayless?
Yes, but I haven't been able to figure out the answer.
I've had plenty of time to think. I've come to the conclusion the reason Miller spends so much time around Bayless is because he has some way of disposing of his loot around here.
Any idea who might be doing it for him?
Our friend Price.
Price? Oh, I'm sure you're wrong.
I don't think so. You know, none of the bonds that Miller and his gang have stolen have been recovered. Where could be a safer place to keep those bonds than in a bank? Or a better method of distributing them?
But it's only a hunch, Tim.
It may be a hunch, but it gives the right answers.
If that's the way you feel about it, the only thing to do is to see Price.
Would he be at his office this early?
I don't know, but we can go over and see. I hope you're right about this.
Well, that remains to be seen. I had a funny hunch about this fellow Price anyway, for a long time.
Suicide.
Things are getting too hot for me. I swore they'd never get me, and I've kept my word. Now, why would a man who was contemplating suicide take the trouble to go to a typewriter and write a note? Would it be more apt to do it with a pencil and sign his name rather than sign it on a typewriter? May not be a case of suicide after all.
Well, what do you mean?
And no powder burns in evidence? That wound is too far around to the left. Why, a man couldn't possibly get his hand in a position to fire that shot. The shot that killed him was fired at a distance. I don't think he committed suicide, and I don't think he wrote that note. Now, maybe if we keep this thing quiet for a while and not report it, it might lead to something.
Right.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Tim.
Surprised?
Well, yeah. I never expected to see you here. I thought you were still...
I was pardoned a few days ago.
Gee, that's great. I see you're back to the Rangers, too, huh?
You never spent much time in a room 6 by 9 with nothing to look forward to but an occasional letter, did you? Didn't take you long to forget, did it?
Oh, I didn't forget, Tim.
Then why didn't you write?
Well, I was busy. I meant to. I was jumping around from one place...
Doing what?
Prospecting.
Well, I'll take your word for it. But be careful you don't end up the way Price did.
He was a sap. Never hear of me killing myself.
Come on over to the cabin. I want to talk to you.
Well, what's on your mind?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you in.
What?
You're still trailing with Miller.
You know I'm not. I told you I've been prospecting.
What with, a shovel or a shotgun?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And how come you knew Price was dead when nobody else in town did?
Well, I saw some of the boys, Tim, and you know how news travels.
Now, quit stalling, kid. Why don't you tell me what this is all about? I've never steered you wrong. All my life I've tried to help you, and I'm not going to let you down now. Oh, come on, kid. Come on, kid. Just like you used to. Where will I find Miller? I want him.
All right. All right. He's up at his cabin off a Long Pine Road. It's in the base of the foothills. Keep bearing to the left until you pass Rock River Canyon, and you can't miss him, Tim.
How deep are you into this?
Well, I'll...
Jack.
Get up there quick, Tim. Miller's trying for a quick getaway.
All here, Red.
Not bad, Blackie.
Sure told you I'd handle it right.
Head.
What's up? That Ranger Jack's brother just plugged Lawson and is headed this way. Oh, you're crazy. How does he know where the cabin is? Jack spilled the works, but Lawson got him. You two ride out and get the boys. We might need help.
I'd better stay here with you, Blackie. You might need help.
All right, go ahead, Hank.
Hey, Blackie, what are you doing?
What do you think? I'm not crazy. Why split this 6 ways?
That's an idea. We'll split it 2 ways.
Sure. Why split it at all?
What's your hurry, Miller? You're not going anywhere.
You're like all the Rangers, aren't you? Tough when you got a gun on a man.
All right. I'll give you a break you never gave anyone.
anybody. Well, Ann, how am I doing?
I think you'll be the only ranger on record to become a first-class dishwiper.
And what exactly that will
Well, I take it all back. As a dishwiper, you're a first-class ranger.